give you a 50-year sentence, you do 47 years of that with good time. That ain't no good. 47 years, what are you going to do? That's what they've been doing for the last 30 years or more. I mean, it's kind of sad, but anyway, let me speed up here and just review how to think and believe. Soak turkeys. Well, I'll soak the turkey tomorrow. How's the turkey? Good. Then I'll soak it. You know, you soak them. You soak them and then... Alhamdulillah. Good. So that's what it's 2 or 3 down there, so I'm going to cook at least 2 more. I hope I'm not wearing everybody out. Just go ahead, huh? Bafarma, as they say. Okay. We are in a special place. No one has been here before. On the level, this level of accuracy, longevity, vision, and I just put accuracy again. There's no movement you could read about in America and probably nowhere else that's had to go deal with. We had to manage a whole lot of environmental things in order to get here. We had to have overwhelming patience. And we had to have an attitude. We had to avoid frustration. So if you know boss man going to look at everything you're going to do, going to fill up your crew, you say, well, I quit. So you got to avoid that, right? Instead of becoming mean, you got to do something else. What? Become happier. Make fun of boss man. Laugh at it. Appreciate what's happening. Oh, boss man, that ain't nothing. And, you know, so you have to, we're going to try to share this with other people. We are going to share it with them, but I don't know how it's going to digest because we got to figure out a way to upgrade the people, to make them, not make them, but to help them understand that they're living in a special period in history. That heat kicked in. Yeah. Thank the Lord. Yeah. No, it does that every now and then. So anyway, review flyers, articles. This is a time to be heroic. We always write this. Hey, look. I don't know what it seemed like to everybody else, but this is like, it's an honor, it's a privilege, and it's fun. We're making it fun. Number one, the stuff they do to everybody else is heartbreaking. In Yemen, they're just slaughtering them. They're slaughtering the people. That's not happening to us. But the war they have against us, if we didn't have the right attitude, would be in a way worse because psychological warfare. So the reason that this is so nice is because we flipped the script. Yeah, you can't do nothing, boss man. And we make fun of him. Yeah, we do. Well, y'all done heard it all. We just make fun of boss man. You know, discombobulate him, whatever we want to do. We just, you know, boss man on the line. And that's the way he feels, too, that he's on the line. Remember, whatever the level of manipulation and control is, we have surpassed him. We control him more than he controls us. That's rare. I don't remember it happening in history where any movement had more effect on the government than the government has effect on them. That's big. That's big. It's not because of numbers. It's because of attitude, actions, and other things. Okay, so I mentioned Fauda Jami. Javad Zarif is another one of them. Marzia is another one of them. Almost everybody that had contact with us. What's the guy, the head man in the TV over there? Yeah, he calls here a couple of times and cut off. Okay. No. But all of them is slip slide. They all came through us here. And we recognized who they was, and we used whatever we could. We knew Marzia is who she was the day she came. I mean, really, just, hey, police lady, how you doing? Yeah, good God Almighty. Oh, your husband just got killed? And you've been in Iran all this time, and you're the chief of the radio thing and TV? And the word is he discovered you was a police, and then he wind up dead in 30 seconds? That's a big deal there. Glad it didn't happen to me that way. Right? That's you just looking at that. Oh, yeah, that's what's happening. But anyway, the guy up in Wisconsin, the professor, brother down in Texas. The only one that I don't know come on thing a lot, Muhammad Marandi. I see him a lot. He's not doing a bad job.
I do know, because I like him, but I do remember he wasn't an identified supporter.
Of course not. Okay.
He said it out of his mouth.
Okay, no, see, Ahmadinejad is surrounded too by, the last time I went to talk with him, Marzia was there. No. When he get ready to leave, he says, and what can we do for you? You know, in other words, I know you need something. And because they have a big complex. You know. I said, no, nothing. That was a shock in the first place, because everybody, all the big sheikhs, once they get to working with Iran, they need Iranian support then. Because all of my friends, all this Sunni ulama from around the world, when they got to supporting Iran, all of a sudden now they're cut off from, anyway. All right. I'll just mention a few things. Boss man done had it bad. Vietnam, war on poverty. One white man said, I heard y'all done declared war on poverty. He said, show me where I can surrender at. The white man said that. Revolution, Gulf War, 1980, 1988. Invasion of Iraq, 1991, called Desert Storm. He asked April Gillespie, the people, the white woman, is it all right if we invade them people? Sure, we have nothing to do with inter-Arab conflict. That's what she said. Boy, that's a lying white lady. Good God Almighty, she get the Academy Award for lying in that year. 1982, 83, 40,000 dead in a little country like Lebanon. from all that bombing and stuff. That's okay. Now the dumb Americans, the biggest embassy and American embassy in the world used to be in Cairo. Then the biggest embassy in the world was in Iraq. And now the biggest embassy in the world would be in Lebanon. They're building it now. Don't worry. Do not worry. They're not smart. They thinking we had this success with Cairo. We went in there. We went in there. Now we got all the tattletales, and we got all of this, in in Iraq. They still have all of that trouble. The big American embassy, they hire people. They get okay, but they're not thinking. Number one, this helps Hezbollah develop a counter, so they're going to know everybody. They're going to watch them 30 hours a day. They're going to do all kind of stuff. Who eats lunch here? Who da, right? And they're going to, first of all, they're going to send as many of their people to work for them as possible. Automatically. They won't get all the Hezbollahis, they will not get but 3 or 4, but remember they're allies. They got allies from the Christians. See, because in Lebanon, you don't have race or anything on because all the same. You have religion on your ID, right? The U.S. is building that big, they think we're going to undermine that whole just a little country. We're going to do, That's why when things get ready to go for you, they go. Because you don't perceive things. You know what I mean? You can't see stuff that's too simple. Okay. Strategic recovery. It's a great period, exciting, challenging, historical. You only live twice. You only live twice. This world and the next one. So, but just imagine what you do here determines forever. That's a long time. It's not easy to think about forever backwards, right? Always have been. That's a lot. Not the earth. The earth just been here obeying 500, so many years, 4.5 billion years. And it'll be here another, what they say. Well, something has to happen because the sun can burn up that energy for so long. It's sending out all those rays, all that energy. So the sun is going to burn out. It'll take a long time, but when it starts burning out, after a few trillion years, it's going to be a solid block of ice revolving around this thing here. It's going to freeze to death. I mean, something like that. I mean, it has to, not today, not next week, but off in the big future. So you live twice. The first one will determine eternity. Somebody say, do you really believe that stuff you be talking? I said, I am not taking any chances. Not me. No siree. I ain't taking no chances. I wouldn't rob a bank with a red hat on and a green something or other. Because that's too much, too big of a chance. I don't want to do that. I used to wonder, in the pen, you got all kind of people, and they have certain characters. Bank robbers, which is federal banks, they go to federal prison. And not that I used to study different types of people, but it's type of people that they got certain characteristics. And I could do other things, but I just couldn't walk into a bank with a gun or a note or anything and ask them. I could go get some of my own money somewhere, but I couldn't go. I just couldn't do that. I wouldn't even think about it. I wouldn't even consider going in the bank. I mean, in the old days when you could get away with it, I just wouldn't do it. I don't know. Certain people, nobody would do what I'm doing. They wouldn't do it. Man, even when they hear, see, everybody got the idea. The last time I got out of prison, I was going around to my friends. I said, y'all want to ride with me on this? No, man. They know what it calls for. And now you're serious about this? And one of my best friends, he said,